Hey YouTube, this is Rasmus Park Fan 62. This is my Money in the Bank predictions as well as the Worlds Collide pay-per-view. First, I'm going to do Worlds Collide as that is earlier in the day. So you have Chad Gable versus El Hijo de Vikingo. I don't know about that because both I don't know much about a lot of these AAA men and women. So we have to see on that. The next one is Legado de Fantasma versus El Hijo de Wagner, Rainco, and Psycho Clown. I don't know, to be honest. For the women, you have Stephanie Vakor and Lola Vice versus Dayla and Chick something. I don't know. That's the problem. You have for the NXT title, you have Ethan Page versus Javon Evans versus Ray Phoenix versus Laredo Kid. That one's going to be interesting. And then you have the LWO versus Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. I don't really know offhand. I'm sorry. I don't know much about AAA. So now let's get to Money in the Bank, shall we? So now we have, there's 4 matches on the card, 2 men and 2 women. For the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, you have Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Penta versus Seth Rollins versus Andrade versus El Grande Americana. Okay. Here's my thing. Minus Penta and El Grande Americana. Most of these men have been in this match before. With El Grande Americano, we can probably assume it is Chad Gable. Assume is the key word in that sentence, of course. So, and then, so for that, I am going to pick Seth Rollins because I feel like in some way his faction of Braun and the other guy, I can't think of his name offhand, will interfere. For the women, you have Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez versus Rhea versus Julia versus Stephanie Vakor versus Naomi. Okay. This is going to make Roxanne Perez's and Rhea Ripley's and Stephanie Vakor and Julia's first Money in the Bank match. I am curious how they are going to do this, per se, because like Julia herself, she could take a lot of this punishment. So can Stephanie. I am curious on Roxanne on how she can do this. Of course, if she can do something like the Elimination Chamber back in February, she could probably do something like this. Although the only thing I worry about is, can she pick up a ladder and unfold it? For the men or for the women, I can see either Alexa or Rio winning. In a tag match, you have Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. With this in particular, this could go one of two ways. This can go either where John and Logan don't get along and they fight and then they lose, or Gunther comes out and beats up Jey Uso for him to win the his match on Monday. So, but I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, and the last one is Lyra versus Becky. Okay, this makes match 3. I will say this. The 2 matches they have had have been great. The first one was controversial. The second one was kinda... I know they've had at least one. I can't remember if they've had 2 or not. But I do see Lyra retaining somehow, some way. So overall, Money in the Bank / Worlds Collide looks like a great pay-per-view. So we just have to see what happens.